Welcome, Cancer. This is going to be your weekly reading for the week of July 7th through the 13th. Quick shuffle of the cards, and we'll do another one there. Before we begin, there are 4 categories that I will ask you. Well, we're going to pick one of them, but out of these 4, we're going to randomly pick one of these categories. So the first category is your social life and connections. Your second category is work. Your third category is your self-care and mental health. And your fourth category are passions and hobbies. So I have a random number picker that I'm going to draw from in order to decide what your category is going to be for this coming week. So let's see what we have. You're going to see it before I do, so I can't really see it right now. So we have 3, which is your self-care and your mental health. So this reading is going to be for the week of July 7th through the 13th, and it's going to be a focus on your self-care and your mental health. All right, we're going to do a 5-card spread here. First, we'll cut the cards to see what comes up at the bottom of the deck. And this is a focus card for you here. So you have the High Priestess, right? And the High Priestess is all about intuition. The High Priestess is understanding that there's no limits to you and where you're at and where you want to go if you use your intuition. So think about what and how you use your intuition to shape your self-care and your mental health. This is asking you to use the powers of your emotions here, Cancer, to dive deep into your feelings and then to trust the intuition that comes about from it when it comes to what you're going to work on as far as self-care and mental health goes for this coming week. Okay, so we're going to do a 5-card spread with the clarification. So let's see what we get here for you, Cancer. Your first card is the Devil. All right. Very good card to focus on when it comes to self-care and mental health, obviously. Your second card is the Queen of Wands. Your third card is the Fool. Your fourth card is the Hanged Man. And your last card here is the Moon, which is you. So you are showing up in a very, very great position and a strong position here. So your first card is the Devil, right? It goes without saying the devil is about toxic energy. The devil can be toxic people in your life. So when it comes to your self-care and your mental health for this coming week, what are the toxic elements in you and outside of you right now, Cancer? What are the habits that you have? What are the things that you're consuming? What are the things that you're doing in your life that are not the healthiest? It's really important for you to be kind to yourself because we all have the devil. We all have toxic energy in our life, and that's always going to be a part of life. Having toxic energy in our life is really, really important because it's a very powerful place to help us understand what's healthy in our life. And if we can focus on what's unhealthy in our life, and for you, a focus on self-care and mental health, what are the toxic things that you have going on? Recognize the toxic people that are stealing your health and your joy and your wellness. What are the toxic things that you do, right? Food that you eat, shows that you watch, vices that you may have, shopping, anything that you can think of. Trusting your intuition again with that High Priestess that came up at the bottom of the deck. What is the toxic energy that you need to work on? And also be kind to yourself, right? Like some people like to think that we have to just completely get rid of toxic energy, cold turkey. And for some things we do, but for other things, we have a lot of addictions that we live with, right? Everyone has addictions that they're living with and they use as coping mechanisms. So again, it's your timetable as far as how you're going to deal with this toxic energy. And the way to deal with it is by being bold and assertive with the Queen of Wands. right? She has a sunflower. That sunflower is pointing towards the sun. She's facing the sun. She is mastering being bold and assertive. She's not quite there yet, but bold and assertive energy directed inwardly and focused outwardly when it comes to this toxic energy, using a bold and assertive approach, so that you can, lead yourself towards the sun phase. You can lead yourself towards happiness, right? So again, practice bold, courageous energy here, fire energy here. If you don't have any fire in your chart, think about people in your life that do have fire in their chart. And, if you have Aries folks in your life, and it's so natural for them to be bold and courageous, right? So it's asking you to do that here with the Queen of Wands. And then it's also asking you, the third card that you have here is the Fool. So really, this is a new journey towards understanding how you're going to take care of yourself better in your life and focus on your mental health. What are new things that you want to do to improve your mental health, right? This may be, starting therapy, talking to your friends about your problems, journaling, right? Things that are new that you haven't done to improve your mental health here, Cancer. What can you do? What can you do that you haven't done before? Maybe you haven't done in a while. What can you do to understand the complexities of your mental health better so that you can, work on your wellness and work on your well-being here with this Fool card? And then you have the Hanged Man. All right, so maybe some of you have been stuck in hangman mode, which is not a bad thing, because the beauty of the hangman is that he's hanging upside down, right? And he has this light around his head, and that's given him so much clarity, insight, wisdom, right? Because he's put himself in a brand new position on this tree of being the hanged man, and he's gaining a new perspective. So how can you, again, start a new journey by practicing things that are going to help you dive into your wounds and help you dive into your feelings and your emotions and see things from a different perspective. And then your last card is the Moon, which is you here, Cancer. So this is a very powerful card, right? The Moon is about darkness. The Moon is about our shadows. The Moon is about diving into our shadows, diving into those confusing places within ourselves. The Moon is confusion energy. And it's interesting because you have the Fool, and the path here on the Moon card is the Fool's journey. Right, so you have two cards here that are saying you need to start a new journey, right? With the Moon here, you need to dive into the places that have been dark and confusing and dive into them more, right? Maybe focus on that toxic energy with the Devil. And so that's a really, really wonderful card for you to have here for this coming week, Cancer. All right, so let's go ahead and clarify these cards with the Devil, which is your first card. To clarify the Devil, you have the Queen of Swords. So the Devil and the Queen of Swords is asking you, the Queen of Swords is about leaving things behind in the past, looking forward, seeing clearly, looking ahead, right? Dropping those things in your past that have been toxic with this Devil card, right? And look ahead with clarity, look ahead with, excitement, right? And do your best to leave behind the things in your past that you need to leave behind, especially those things that are toxic with that Devil and the Queen of Swords there. All right, your second card is the Queen of Wands. So with the Queen of Wands, we have the Two of Pentacles, right? So your mental health might be hindered by either working too hard and playing too hard, or it's asking you to work hard and play hard more. Maybe you're staying in the house a little bit too much. So the Two of Pentacles is a card of balancing work and play, right? So with the Queen of Wands, it's saying that you need to be more assertive, balancing these two energies of work and play. So if you're doing too much work and play, or if you're working too much and not playing enough, like the Two of Pentacles is about balance, right? So again, it's asking you to be bold and assertive, to have you question where in your life you're giving your energy to, especially when it comes to work and play, right? We have to play hard, right? Because we work too much, right? And we have to have fun. We have to do those things. But if we're having too much fun and we're neglecting our responsibilities, then the Two of Pentacles is asking us to bring more balance to gain this bold and assertive energy, right? Okay, so with the Fool as your third card, we will clarify it with the Knight of Swords, right? So this is saying you have to get started on this new journey, right? The Knight of Swords is about rushing in, right? If it's rushing in towards the Fool here, the Knight of Swords is saying like, yo, you need to stop waiting around. You need to start this new journey of self-care and healing. You need to take up new activities that you haven't done before, right? If you're bottling up a lot of things, journal. If you're not moving your body enough, go and move and exercise, right? Exercise is the most powerful tool, in my opinion, more powerful than therapy when it comes to self-care and mental health, right? Like therapy gets a really good rap, and we like to think that therapy is this, this silver bullet when it comes to making us more healthy when it comes to our mental well-being and our spiritual well-being. But really, with this Knight of Swords, it's saying that you need to move, right? You need to find movement. You need to create movement. You need to move your body in the house, outside of the house, go for a walk, go for a run, do things and start new things that are going to move you in the right direction with that Fool and the Knight of Swords. All right, so your fourth card is the Hangman. We will clarify the Hangman with the Four of Swords. All right, so kind of the opposite message here, right? But I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you have been in Four of Swords, resting, relaxing, recovering energy. It's the reason that you've been put into this Hangman mode, right? So if you've rested enough, if you've relaxed enough, again, it's time to get up and move. It's time to get up out of that bed, right? You see here on the Four of Swords, he has prayer hands, right? Because he's praying for a blessing, right? And resting and relaxing and recovering is very important. It's helping you gain this new perspective with the Hangman. So if you've been doing a lot of resting, relaxing, and recovering, then it's time to get up out of the bed. But if you have been, playing too much and not working enough on yourself with that Two of Pentacles that came up, then it's saying that you do need to take some time to rest, relax, and recover to gain a different and more balanced perspective on yourself and your mental health. Your last card is the Moon. And with the Moon, we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups with the Moon is that, you're probably thinking about the past. The Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. The Six of Cups is a childlike energy. The Moon is very much a childlike energy, in my opinion, because the Moon is our safety zone, right? It's our safety place, right? So if there are things in the past that have impacted your mental health, that have put you into a state of confusion, then it's best to definitely process it, think about the past, and think about experiences that you've had that, maybe have been disappointing, maybe have caused this confusion that you're in with this Moon state, but definitely process the past with the Six of Cups and the Moon energy. All right. So have a nice week. I wish you all the best. Have fun and have a much better feeling week here, Cancer. Peace out.